Hey guys, Defoffilizer here. Today I'm going to be talking about video game sequels. Basically, when it comes to sequels in video games, you can have some really good ones. Some that are so good that they sometimes even turn out better than the original. And then you have other sequels. Some that had high expectations and ended up not meeting them. Or some that just completely destroy what you loved about the first game. And I'm here to tackle both ends of the spectrum today. Same rules as always, one per franchise and only games I've played. However, there's one thing I think I should point out before we start. I'm well aware that Rabid Luigi has recently made a list of his top 5 worst video game sequel. But here's the thing, I haven't played a whole lot of the really infamous ones like Duke Nukem Forever or Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, so you won't find any entries from his list on mine. Now, with all that said, let's get started with the list, starting with the worst ones, because I'd like to end the video on a good note.
Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, but nuts and... Oh, no! Oh, no! No!
Here's evidence that a game doesn't necessarily have to be a bad game in order to be a bad sequel. Rabbids Travel in Time I actually did have some fun with. It was kind of neat going back in history, playing all the mini-games in order to change history or keep it the same depending on what you want. Although I will admit it was a little weak in the minigame department just because there are a lot of minigames that repeat themselves. But even still, there are a lot of fun ones too. The real problem kicks in when you consider the utter masterpiece that Rabbids Go Home was. I mean, this game was so awesome and had a great adventure. It felt like a real letdown that the next game in the series just went back to minigames instead of doing this formula again, which I think was really good. I mean, could you imagine a Rabbids Go Home style game where you changed history like that? I think that would be awesome, but instead we just got another minigame collection, and even then, it wasn't as good of a minigame collection as, say,